Hi children, welcome to geography class. Let us continue with chapter 8 volcanoes. In the previous class, we studied about different types of volcanoes according to the mode of eruption, period of eruption and different types of volcanoes we studied in the previous video. In this video, we are going to study about the landforms caused due to volcanoes. In the previous class, we also studied about, in the last chapter, we studied about intrusive and extrusive rocks. What are intrusive and extrusive rocks? We studied about when lava gets solidified inside the earth, it is known as intrusive rocks. So in this chapter also, we are going to study about intrusive and extrusive rocks or landforms. Now see children, landforms due to volcanic eruption, intrusive and extrusive. In the previous chapter, we studied about intrusive rocks, that is when lava gets solidified under the earth, the certain landforms such as sill, dike, laccolith and waccoliths happen. So I am not going to explain this here in this chapter because it is already well explained in the previous chapter. So the same thing I don't want to repeat here. Now what are extrusive rocks? Rocks formed on top of the earth. When magma gets solidified on top of the earth, it is known as extrusive rocks. Now there are different types of extrusive rocks. They are acid lava cone, basic lava dome or shield volcano, volcanic crater, caldera, composite cone and volcanic plug. Now let me explain to you about acid lava cone. If the magma contains greater percentage of silica, once again, if it has got greater percentage of silica, it becomes stickier and get accumulated near the volcanic vent. If it has got more percentage of silica, it becomes stickier and get accumulated near the volcanic vent, thus forming acid lava cone. Now what is basic lava cone? The type of lava is highly fluid which is rich in iron and magnesium. This is rich in silica and this is rich in iron and magnesium. Hence this lava spreads over large area and it is known as shield volcano or basic lava dome. Here it is silica and here it is iron and magnesium. More of iron and magnesium and it is highly fluid. This is thick and stickier. Now what is volcanic crater? Sometimes magma comes out through the vent with great explosion. As a result, the top portion of the vent is blown out to make a way for the lava to pour out and thus volcanic crater is formed. So when lava solidified around the portion of the vent, a depression is formed in the vent and a volcanic crater is formed. Now what is caldera? It is a huge depression formed at the crater due to volcanic eruption. Huge depression. When it is a huge depression formed at the crater due to volcanic eruption. Volcanic crater, it is near the vent. So when that vent becomes huge, it becomes caldera. The width of the caldera may extend to several kilometers. Now what is a composite cone? From composite cone itself you can understand that there are many cones happening. That is many layers, alternative layers of lava and ash layers. They may also have subsidiary cones and subsidiary craters and parasite cones. Now what is volcanic plug? In the form of its upward journey towards the surface, some magma solidify in the vent itself. So we studied that the magma from the chamber will come through the vent outside. So when the vent gets blocked, it is known as volcanic plug. So acid volcano, lava cone, basic lava cone, volcanic crater, caldera, composite cone, volcanic plug are the extrusive types of rocks. Now what is pyroclastic material? What is known as pyroclastic material? When the material, fragmented material comes out of the vent, when all the materials are blown out of the vent, those materials are known as pyroclastic material. To group together, collectively they are known as pyroclastic material. Now they can be also called, they include volcanic bombs, cinders or lapilli, scoria, pumice and finer dust. Together they are pyroclastic material. Now when the size is very small, that is 4 mm or less, it is lapilli. When it is more, the size is 6 mm or more, it is volcanic bomb. Now here let us study about hot springs and geysers. What are hot springs and geysers? Hot springs, you know, the water which is accumulated near the magma chamber gets heated up. When the rock is heated near the magma chamber, all the rocks get heated up. So the water inside the earth which is close to that rock also get heated up. When it is superheated, it forms heat and it just gushes out the water outside. When the force of the hot water is pushed very less, very slowly the hot water is pushed out, it is known as a hot spring. When it is coming out with high force, it is known as a geyser, and 40 meters in all height it will go. In US, you have a geyser that is Old Faithful. That is Old Faithful. That is in a national park in USA. You've got Yellowstone National Park in USA. You've got Old Faithful geyser. It is known as this is the difference between hot spring and geyser. When it comes out slowly, when the heated water comes out very slowly, it is known as hot springs. When it gushes out and comes very fast and very in height, in 40 meters height and all, when it is ejecting out, it is known as a geyser. Now let us see the distribution of volcanoes in the world. Now let us study about the distribution of volcanoes in the world. Now volcanoes associate with regions of intense folding or faulting, and most of the volcanoes, 60%, are found in circum-Pacific region, which is termed as Pacific Ring of Fire. Now let us look into this map, children. See, these are the areas where you find volcanoes. See, we study that it will be near the plate margins, where it is always feeble and unsteady. See, these are the areas, Ring of Fire. See, constantly they are active volcanoes, and you can see that constantly burning out, and this is known as the active ring of fire. 60% of the volcanoes is found in the Pacific Ocean. Now you have to study few places where you find all these volcanoes, children, and what are the advantages of volcanoes, disadvantages of volcanoes. Or advantages, it brings out black soil and you can cultivate a lot of crops there, because black soil is good for cultivation of cotton. Then you also get deposits of precious stones and metals like gold and other metals like copper, etc. Then you have disadvantages of volcanoes. Normally we know what all disadvantages we have. It emits out a lot of gas into the atmosphere. It pollutes the air. The sky is being polluted. The atmosphere is polluted. And then the lava that flows out on the surface may just destroy the farming activities, and earthquakes may also cause severe destruction to human life and buildings. So you can read this area also, children. And so we have come with the end of this chapter. So you can read these chapters and study few examples here, and you have to study advantages of volcanoes, 2 or 3 points from here and 3 or 4 points from disadvantages of volcanoes. Thank you, children. See you in the next class.